Hi guys, good afternoon. This is Tommy Brock Vlogs video number 3, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you some of the concerts I've attended and some of my favorite music and all the artists that inspire me, as well as my story behind music. Alright guys, let's get into it. First of all, I hope everyone's having a great week so far and that everyone enjoys the weekend ahead, and that we hope everyone's staying safe and indoors during this coronavirus pandemic. Alright, let's get into the video. So when I first started learning how to play an instrument, it was the piano. I was about 13 years old. I decided to take lessons for about 3 years, 2.5 years, and I learned a lot of different things about some of the tablature, some of the theory behind music, and as well as what the different notes mean, what kind, and all that different kind of thing, and how to read music. One of the talents that I have that some people don't is that I can listen to a song and play it back by ear. That's one of my hidden talents, and that's one thing I find unique about myself. And then I also learned how to play the guitar. And the first guitar that I ever got was a First Act Discovery Stratocaster from Target. It wasn't a very fancy guitar because it had a lot of issues, but it was thought that counted in the first few times. You know, I really enjoy playing music a lot, and it's one of the things that I've always enjoyed. Listening to music, going to concerts, and just things in general. And I also did a program called School of Rock for about 4 years. When I first started high school, I decided I wanted to take guitar lessons, and I went to this place called School of Rock in North Palm Beach. It was a really cool, hip place. It had a lot of cool things related to music there. I learned how to play guitar, and I met a lot of cool people. Just to name a few, my good friend Benny, my good friend Angel, and Walker. They really taught me some things I didn't know about music, and I was really thankful that I had that experience. We got to record songs for about 4 months worth, and then we would go and play them at gigs in city places like Lafayette's Music Room, Revolution's Rock and Bowl, and Copper Blues. My favorite instrument is the drums because I really enjoy playing drums, and I also enjoy watching people play drums. Drums is just one of my favorite instruments because it's one of the more fun instruments because you can learn a lot of different things like fills. You can learn how to do different types of things like triplets, accents when you play the drums. I mean, it's just one of the more interesting instruments that I find a lot more amusing than most. But I also enjoy playing the guitar too. I own 3 guitars. They're not too fancy, but 2 of them were gifts from a friend who no longer is with us, and I miss him a lot. And the other one I was able to finance myself. It's a Dean MLX electric guitar, one of the lower end Deans, but you know, it gets by it. And I just recently fixed it up because the input jack was a little misplaced, so I had to resolder it, and that was a pretty easy fix. And then every day I learned something new on playing the guitar. I haven't had much time to play the guitar lately because I've been so busy with school, as I am currently in school to become a CNA. And that's kind of taken up a lot of my time. But hopefully once this pandemic ends and I get a little more money saved up, I'll be able to purchase my very first drum set or my very first electronic drum set, because I'm very interested in continuing my music as a hobby, as well as my hobby as a photographer part-time, in which you haven't gotten to see my photos. You can go check them out at Tommy Brock Photography on Instagram, as well as if you haven't had a chance to check out my first 2 videos on YouTube, you can view them here on my channel. Some of the favorite artists that I really enjoy listening to are Foo Fighters, Guns N' Roses, Pearl Jam, Metallica, Meat Puppets. You know, I like a lot of the grunge, alternative rock, and heavy metal, as well as Poison, which I'm really excited. I get to go see Poison this summer. That is if this pandemic dies down a little bit more. I'm scheduled to go see them on the 7th of July, and it's going to be a really fun experience because I actually get to meet them too, since I got a VIP ticket from a great friend of mine. And I'm really hoping that this concert doesn't get canceled because it's always been a dream for me to meet someone famous, and Bret Michaels especially, because his music inspires me. And I really enjoy listening to Poison, and it just really picks me up when I'm having a bad day. And if you haven't had a chance to listen to them, you should go take a look. Their music's great. And a few other things that inspired me by music is because, like, when you think of music, music is a variation of many things, and it can involve cultures, and can involve people and how they feel, or just music in general is a great thing because, you know, every artist learns something from one another. It's not like you just know one thing and that's it. Music is like a wide array of things you can learn from, like how to play a riff on the guitar, or how to do a piano solo. You know, there's so many things that music has to offer. than what you think. And it's just one thing that's always been a part of my life because music and I have so many things in common. It's just something I really enjoy doing a lot. And I've only attended a few concerts in my lifetime. I've seen Kenny Chesney, I've seen Dierks Bentley, I've seen Foo Fighters once. I've seen, who else did I see in concert before? I saw the Meat Puppets, I want to say once. I've seen Old Dominion before, and now I'm going to see Poison for the first time. And I'm really excited to go see them. So this should be a very fun, exciting summer. That is if everything gets better. And at the same time, I hope everyone's staying safe and staying at home. And that we are keeping clean. And like I said before in the first video, we're all going to get through this together because we're a country. And that's how we do it. Yeah, so back to the story about when I was getting into music. My neighbor was having a garage sale, and I asked him how much he wanted for the piano that I saw, and he said it was $25. He said he'd give it to me for $50 for delivery, and I said that sounds like a pretty good deal. So then I started learning how to play the piano over the course of time while I was taking lessons. I did a little bit more in depth on it, and then I started to kind of like tweak around and play a few different instruments. I can play a little bit of bass guitar. I know a little bit of the trumpet and the saxophone. But my main instruments are the drums and guitar. That's what I really find interesting about music. And hopefully soon, after all this blows away, I'll be able to finance my very first drum set or first electronic drum set. And I can better my music and learn more. And hopefully eventually record some music is what I'd like to do. I mean, I have a really cool friend, by the way. And he is currently in Nashville doing some work mixing in the studio. If you ever need some good music mixed, hit up my friend Chase Benson. He's really good at it, and he'll hook you up. I mean, he's doing real good for himself. He's got his own studio, and he's making music for people, and he's doing it for himself. And you know, that's the one thing I like about artists and musicians. You always learn something from one another, and you know that's the best thing about music is you always find something you like, and you just work with it. And that's my story behind music. And some of my favorite songs that I enjoy listening to are Come Together by the Beatles, Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses, Pearl Jam. Some of my favorite songs are their cover of The Who's Baba O'Reilly. I like Pink Houses by John Cougar Mellencamp. I think that's who wrote that song. Oh, and that's also another one of my favorite artists, as well as ZZ Top. I like La Grunge, Sharp Dressed Man, Give Me All Your Lovin'. Like, I like the grunge, alternative rock, and all that stuff. That's just my favorite style of music. And that's what I thought I'd share with you guys. We hope you enjoyed video 3. And we hope to see you back here next week for video number 4. We hope everyone's having a wonderful Thursday afternoon. And we will see you next time. This is Tommy Brock Vlogs signing off.